let me share about recommended equipment. So why do I start with an Ethernet cable? Basically, because any experience that I've had with Wi-Fi sucks, and that especially relates to guests as well. So if you're getting guests to join you, say use a wired connection, please. You'll be much more likely for it to be a consistent connection. If you're live streaming yourself, try and get 10 megabits per second upload as minimum upload speed. That will mean that you'll be able to live stream no problem at all, but it also will help for sharing files with editing and lots of things like that. I mentioned already the Samsung Q2U is the microphone that I highly recommend to get started with. The Windshield is something that really helps. Now, I've got Samsung that I'm going to show you here in a second, just to let you know what it actually sounds like. But I don't have a windshield on it, so you can
I
let me
do.
know what my plosives sound like. That's right. Johnny's got a Samsung Q2U microphone. There we go.
I've
So,
got the exact one there.
so if you want to know
There
what
we go.
a Samsung Q2U microphone sounds like and
With
looks like,
the 1, 2, 3. Hello. Yeah, that's with the cover on. Yep. I
there we
like
go.
it.
It's a
Not
lovely warm sound, and the nice thing about that microphone is that it's, well, obviously it's not too expensive, but it's dynamic. There are different types of microphone. The two main types of microphone are dynamic and condenser. Now, the good thing about a dynamic microphone is right for 90% of home environments, because dynamic microphones isolate background noise and don't tend to pick up things like computer or fan noises. They're directionally specific. So you'll notice that when Johnny pushed the microphone into a suboptimal position, then it didn't pick him up as well as when he actually had the microphone pointing directly into his mouth as well. And Johnny's using a boom arm as well, which just holds the microphone in a really nice place. The ideal position for that microphone is the end is pointing towards your mouth. It's at a 45-degree angle. It's about 3 inches away from your mouth. It's got that windscreen on it. You're speaking past the microphone there as well to get the optimum from it. So there we go.
I think I've got it in the right place, and I really like the sound of it. Not quite as step to what you've got there, and I know you're going to be talking about what you've got as well. But I think this does sound good. This particular mic.
Yeah, what I've got, I wouldn't recommend to get started with. For your first 100 episodes, use the Samsung Q2U. Now, that's Johnny live with the Samsung Q2U. I could record that and do some further tweaks on it to enhance it even more and get it sounding better. So it's going to be sounding even better than Johnny's got it. So it's definitely a good place to get started. But let's move on to a little bit more from an equipment perspective. And next is the boom arm. Next is headphones. Please use headphones. There's many reasons why headphones are a good idea. I mean, first of all, the Samsung Q2U's got a headphone jack at the bottom of it. So plug the headphones into the bottom of that, and not only can you hear the guest, you can also hear yourself a little bit. And it gives you a good idea of if you're too near, too far away from the microphone, talking too much directly into the microphone as well. So it gives you a sense of the quality of the audio that you're producing. And also, a lot of people say, I don't have to wear headphones. No one's complained before. I just use my speakers. The issue with that is the software is all the time trying to decide what sound is your voice and what sound is the speakers making the noise. And if you're using speakers instead of headphones, then you're more likely to have your sound levels dip up and down a little bit more. And you're more likely to have the software work harder and do things like taking off certain frequencies of your voice, frequencies of your voice. You didn't sound quite right then. um, so taking off different frequencies of your voice that are initially quite subtle and quite difficult to determine for sure. But if you really listen to your voice on a good set of headphones, if you're wearing headphones when you're having a conversation, the recording software is much more likely to pick up every aspect of your voice when you're doing that recording session. So, long way of saying, please wear headphones. Camera, I've mentioned that camera before, Logitech C920. Cardboard box. Why do you have a cardboard box? If you are recording a video, then it's good to have your camera at eye level. Now, many people actually just use a laptop and have a decent camera as part of the laptop. Have your laptop in a cardboard box, have your camera level with your eyes, and you look much better in front of the camera, and have some kind of lighting as well. I've got a bit more of a fancy lighting setup, but generally, if you have one light, one key light, about 45 degrees away from your face, slightly above your head, just pointing like that, which I've got at the moment. You can see the main light is shining this part of my face. Then that will make your video look better. Okay, comparing audio quality. I'm going to quickly experiment with showing you different microphones and what they actually sound like. Now, I've got the Samsung Q2U here. I don't have, as Johnny had, the windshield for in front of the microphone. But I'm going to quickly turn off my main microphone and turn on the Samsung Q2U just to give you a feel for the difference there. So just give me 1 second. There we go. This should be me using the Samsung Q2U microphone now. So it's still a decent microphone. Now, you may pick up on plosives. I'm trying to angle the microphone away from you. I should have that windshield on top of the microphone, but if I talk directly into the microphone, you definitely hear plosives like that, which aren't so pleasant on the ear. So apologies if you're listening to headphones on that shouldn't sound that pleasant. But using a boom arm, that's the kind of position that you want the microphone in. And as I said, when we're recording you, if we're recording you, then we'll take each individual track and then we'll edit each individual track and emphasize different aspects of your voice and take away certain elements as well to improve it even further. So that's the Samsung Q2U microphone. And this is a headset. So this should be working just as a headset. And this is obviously not as good as either of the two microphones that I've been using so far, but it's satisfactory as a guest to use a USB headset like this. I recommend that guests use this as a minimum. I really do not recommend Bluetooth. So Bluetooth Apple headphones, anything wireless is a little bit flaky in terms of sending audio to microphones. It's just not quite as good as a wired headset. But a decent USB headset will ensure that only the voice is picked up. You're not picking up all the other sounds around the room. We can do a little bit of post-production editing as well with this as well. So in general, USB headset is a great option for guests, and it's good having a link to a decent USB headset for your guests, and that you can send them maybe 7 days beforehand so they get an option to actually purchase something like this. And that should be my cool microphone plugged in.